Friends, I don't know what happened that time, but I messed something up. And I think I posted the wrong link, and my camera was all wonky. But it's okay because I'm here and we're back and it's good and we are ready. So I hope that you guys have been having a fantastic day. I know that it's like just getting started, but hey, you know what? We are here and we are ready to learn and have some fun. Some assembly required, yeah. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. We mess up, we start over, we do again, we learn, and we move forward. That's what we do. So I'm gonna even delete this post right here because that's just how things are going today. Yes, indeed. Okay, and we are here, and we are back, and it is good, and we are great. Now, so how are you guys doing? As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different area. It looks. I have Woody with me, and I knocked Woody over. Sorry about that, Woody. Hope you're okay. But yeah, I'm in a completely different area, and I hope that you guys like this. I hope that this can be kind of a little fun area. So we're starting something brand new today, and we're talking about how when we are with God, there are things that take some order, some direction, a little bit of assembly. And if you know anything about me, you probably know that one of my favorite parts of our City Kids Auditorium is the Lego table, and I love Legos. Legos are great. I love that you can build whatever you want to with Legos. The only thing that's stopping you from creating with Legos is your imagination. Legos are fantastic, and I love Legos. Now, here's the thing. I can build a block with Legos. I can build maybe if I take some time, I can maybe build a house with Legos. Hi Jordan. Do you like playing with Legos, Jordan? I can maybe even build I don't know, whatever this is with Legos. But let me tell you, there's something about Legos because Legos can help you create a many number of things. But I can't just do that on my own. I'm not creative enough personally to be able to create like that on my own. But I tell you what, if you have instructions can help you build and create something much bigger and greater than you could even come up with by yourself. I can't do that. Sometimes it takes instructions. I mean, what would happen if I tried to build a giant Yoda out of the Legos here on this table? I'll tell you what would happen. I would build this. This is my Yoda. I don't know what that is, but it's not Yoda, okay? I don't know what would happen if I didn't have instructions. You see, when we have instructions, there are so many things that can be built and created just like when we trust God. When we trust God and His instructions for our life, we can grow and do and create and achieve far much more than we can do on our own. Now, you are probably thinking, Pastor Benjamin, you just poured a bunch of Legos out on this table. And now you have Legos everywhere. You know what? You're right. I do have Legos everywhere. But you know what? It's okay. Why? Because I love Legos. Now, here's the thing. With all of this stuff, if I was just to look at all of these different Legos that are on the table right now, I might get a little overwhelmed. Because I don't know what to do, where to start. But that is why we trust God and we trust His instructions for our life. Now, I've made a mess. But you know what? I know that we can still create something great out of this if we follow the instructions, but that's the first thing we have to do. We have to be ready to follow instructions because when we are following God's instructions, there's going to be some assembly required. There are going to be some things that we're going to have to put together for ourselves. And I know that you guys like building things. Maybe it's not Legos, maybe it's Mega Bloks, or maybe if you are a building block fan, I don't know who or what kind of a fan you are, but if you like building things, you are in luck because the next couple of times that we meet, this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about building things. And you know what? Legos are actually one of the most popular toys in the world. Legos, Mega Bloks, and other building block kind of things are, they're really flexible because you can use them to build just about anything. Cars, rockets. Now, I can't do this, again, without instructions. Boats, houses, skyscrapers, animals. Hey Leilani, how's it going? And Caleb and Alexis are here as well. Hi friends. How many of you guys could build like maybe an animal or a monster out of Legos? I mean, a spaceship. Everyone, I mean, I just feel like there are so many different things that you can do. You know, sometimes it's fun to freestyle. This is what happens when Pastor Benjamin freestyles with Legos. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But you know what? Sometimes it's great and it's helpful to have directions. For example, how many of you have ever received a Star Wars Lego kit? Hi, Pastor Joel. Pastor Joel's watching as well. How many of you guys have ever received a Star Wars Lego kit or maybe a superhero kit? I mean, those kits come with very specific Legos and very specific parts for a very specific purpose. I mean, kids and adults, like, I don't know if you know, but Mr. Jason, you guys know Mr. Jason. Mr. Jason loves Legos and he has built some crazy Lego creations. And I'm sure he would share some of those with you guys, but you probably couldn't touch. Don't touch his Legos. But they are made for everyone. You can play around the kits and build just about anything you can dream of. But if you want to build the Millennium Falcon or the Batmobile, the best way to do it is to follow the directions. Yes, following directions is it is so important. I have Legos everywhere. Yeah. It is so crucial that we follow God's directions, just like we follow the directions for Lego kits, because if we want a specific result at the end, it is important that we follow the directions the entire time. But you know what? Only you can fulfill that purpose, and the only way that you can make that happen is to follow God's directions. And you know, today we're going to look at a passage in the Old Testament. It's a story of a man and a woman, and it's not Adam and Eve. I know, it's crazy, right? And they were both asked to follow directions. Now, the directions that were given to them seem kind of crazy, you know? It seemed kind of like, wait, what are you asking me to do? Absolutely not. Especially the woman. Now, but when they follow the directions, they see how God blesses them both. Let's see. Caleb has a Star Wars Lego kit. Caleb can build Caleb, could you build a dinosaur out of this? And Jordan, obviously, I'm not surprised that Jordan can build a train. Jordan could probably take the mess that I've created and build something even greater than I could. So props to you, Jordan. So we're going to take a look at this story of this man and this woman who were asked to follow God's directions, and we're going to see how it turned out for them. So let's check out the story of Elijah and the widow.
Elijah the prophet spoke to Ahab, the evil king of Israel, and gave him a message. There will be no dew or rain for the next few years unless I command it. This will certainly happen.
Oh no!
Then God told Elijah to go to a place near a stream. God said the ravens would provide food for Elijah to eat, so Elijah obeyed God. The ravens brought him bread and meat, and he drank water from the stream. After a while, the stream dried up because there was no rain in the land. Then God told Elijah to go to a small village. God said a widow in the town would provide for Elijah, so Elijah obeyed God. When Elijah got to the gate of the city, he saw a widow gathering wood. He called to her, "Please bring me a little water so I can drink." As she went to get it, he added, "Please bring me a piece of bread too." But the women told Elijah, "I don't have bread. I only have a little bit of flour and oil." The woman and her son were planning to eat one more meal before they died from hunger. "Don't be afraid," Elijah said. "Go and prepare the meal, but first bring me a small loaf of bread. Then make some for yourself and your son. God says you will not run out of flour or oil until rain comes again." So the woman prepared the meal. She, Elijah, and everyone in her household had enough to eat, and she did not run out of flour or oil, just like the Lord had said. Sometime later, the woman's son got sick, and he stopped breathing. Elijah took the boy upstairs and laid him on the bed. He cried out to God, stretched himself out over the boy 3 times, and cried out to God again. "Lord my God, please let this boy live again," Elijah prayed. listened to Elijah. And the boy's life came into him again. He was alive. Elijah led the boy to his mother. She said to Elijah, "Now I know you are a man of God, and the Lord really does speak through you." God miraculously provided through Elijah to give food to the widow and life to the widow's son. Many years later, God miraculously provided through his own son, Jesus. Jesus is greater than Elijah. In Jesus, God provides salvation and life to everyone who trusts in him.
So Elijah was a prophet, and Elijah was in need of a place to stay for food and to eat. And God told him, hey, there's a poor widow who had almost nothing, like nothing, not even this tiny Lego. And as you can see, I've cleaned up my space just a little bit, transformed. Yes. Now here's the thing. Does it sound kind of crazy for God to send Elijah to the house of a widow, which means that she had no husband, that husband had died, and at this time, women did not work the same way that men did, and they did not get paid the same way. But she had no food, barely any food, barely enough, and she was going to make a final meal so that she and her son could die, which is very sad. And yet God was like, Elijah, go to this house specifically. Go to the house of the woman who has nothing, barely anything to even feed herself and her son. I want you to go to that house. Now, you are probably thinking, God, that's crazy. But Elijah was obedient. Now, when he showed up to the woman's house, the woman probably thought Elijah was crazy, asking her to sacrifice some of her food for him. But just as Elijah found God's direction to be good, the woman also found the directions to be good as well. And so she kept on making food for her son, and Elijah, and somehow her food never ran out. Then, dun, 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 as you saw in the video, tragedy struck, and the woman's son died, and the woman was questioning whether or not God really loved her. I mean, how many of you guys have ever been in a situation and you may have questioned, like, God, why would you let this happen? But here's the thing. God gave Elijah the power to raise the woman's son from the dead. And here's the thing. Had Elijah not obeyed God, he would have gone without food, and the woman would have never obeyed Elijah, and then she would have run out of food, and she would have also have lost her son forever. You see, God blessed the prophet Elijah and the woman for following directions. You get it? Because that's what we've been talking about, following directions. You see, God has a plan for each and every one of you guys. And you are unique and special, just like this uniquely created item that I created. You're welcome. I'll be putting this on eBay as a one-of-a-kind toy. I'm going to set it up here. Okay. Anyway, okay. Now, you are designed to fulfill a plan that God has laid out for you, just like Woody here. I don't know about Woody. Woody's not one of a kind. But it's up to us and you and me to follow directions. And we can start following directions by following the Bible. God gave us the Bible to teach us who he is and who we should live to be. Through the Bible, we learn to love others. We learn what sin can do, and we learn how we can avoid temptation. We learn how to live a life that pleases God. And we can grow and go in that direction when we pray. We can take our problems, our hopes, our requests to God and know that he hears us and that he answers us. God will open doors that need opening. He will close doors that need to be closed, and he will stop us from going the wrong way, but we have to follow the directions. God has plans, big plans for you. Yes, you, Jordan, you, Leilani, you, Alexis, you, who else is here? You, Joel. God has plans for you. Robin, God has plans for you. Jessica and Jesse, God has plans for everybody. All of you. Shaquila, God has plans for everybody. And I just want you guys to know that not everybody's plans are going to look the same. Somebody's plans might be very simple. It might be simple. I have a friend who is I forget what the technical term is, but he drives a garbage truck, and he loves what he does. He really, really enjoys what he does. And one day he got the opportunity to minister to somebody, and he said, you know what, if that is the only thing that God had me do this for, he said, then it is great. Then that is what I'm thankful to be in this position. You know, all of our plans are different. Some of us might grow up to be doctors, and some of us might grow up to be teachers. Some of us might grow up and take my position. Like, I mean, come on, let's do it. I will teach you. You know, whatever God's plan is, we need to follow his lead. Big or small, we need to obey God and follow his direction. You know, God blessed the prophets who obeyed him, and he blessed the woman who obeyed the prophet, and he will bless us when we obey his direction and we do the work that he gives us to do. So you know what, let's say a quick prayer and let's just ask God to just continue to bless us and help us from ourselves so that we can follow his instructions. Dear God, give us direction so that we can live a life that brings glory to your name. Amen. You see, that was so simple. Jordan, I am glad that I saved Woody as well. He almost fell. That is a big drop for a toy. I'm just gonna let you know, that is quite a big drop for a toy. So I'm glad that I saved Woody. He is safe now. We don't have to worry about Woody like falling and hurting and crashing. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this time. Also, don't forget that tomorrow we have a video game time for our City Kids, 10 o'clock. City Kids, if you want to be a part of it, send an email to kids@citycenterchurch.com so that we can bring you in and that you can celebrate and have fun with us. We had so much fun last week. We had a couple of new friends that joined on, so it was a lot of fun. And I hope to see all of you guys very, very soon. Okay, all right, I'll see you guys later. Oh wait, I always forget to hit the wrong button. I always hit the wrong button and we always end up with a very, very long video. Anyway, kids@citycenterchurch.com. Have your parent, trusted adult, whoever it is, send an email so that we can be a part of the Zoom call together. There are limited spots, so please make sure to send the email as quickly as possible so that we can join in and have some fun. Okay, all right, for real.